Plannerettes, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me for this new week, the last week of September. Now, I've changed things up a little bit, so I am going to test a couple of things. Now, I do normally have my countdown timer on to give you time to join up and catch up, get your planners and all your stationery. But this time, I'm going to see what it is like without a timer because, of course, I want to make sure that I give as much opportunity for I can see it here, as much opportunity as I can to grow this YouTube channel of mine. So if you are new here, hello, nice to see you. I'm Marianne and I do planning on here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. And so I love promoting planning as a form of self-care, making sure that you are looking after your well-being. If you are here in the live, I can feel hair all over. I think my makeup brush, that all bristles are coming off, so I can feel tiny little hairs on my face. Now, if you are here in the live, make sure you say hello. Tell me where you are tuning in from. I am here in Sydney, Australia. It is 5:30 a.m. on a Monday, 23rd of September. And so let me know where you are tuning in from. And of course, if you are watching on replay, make sure you say hello in the comment section as well. Let us see who is here. Hello, mate. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Elle, hello, hello. Now, as we are only a week away from October, I thought I'm normally late setting up my planner, but I thought, you know what, Marianne, can we please plan? Can we plan to be a little bit earlier setting up your October pages? And so here we are. I'm actually going to be using a planner printable that's from my shop at mariannecrest.com. So if you didn't know, yes, I do sell my own planner printable download. So do check that out. A couple of little plugs here today. But what I am going to show is a bullet journal style spread. Okay, so this is already, the spread's already pretty much pre-made, and then it allows me to decorate as I go. So it does take a little bit more time to set up the planner pages, whether it's my calendar, my habit tracker, my mood log, as well as my weekly spread. But let me quickly show you a couple of examples on how I use this planner printable. So it's the bullet journal style printable download. All the items that you do see in today's video, I'm going to have it linked in the description below. So do check that out. If you go, I wonder what that's from, do check that out. Hello, hello. Who else do we see here? We have May and El. Yes. Okay, so now, the reason why I created this planner printable, so let me just show you my desk as well, was because I used to bullet journal back in 2017. I think was when June 2017 was when I first started bullet journaling. And so you have a blank piece of spread. I use the A5 Luxton 17 dotted journal, and then you create your spread, your planner pages from scratch. Now, I do miss that from time to time, and having that creativeness when it comes to my ring planners. So I use this bullet journal style when the season calls for it, and normally I use it in April when it's Easter time, October, which is Halloween season, as well as December for the holiday Christmas season. So let me show you a couple of examples before I show you the spread. So this was, I think, when was this? 2022, so April of 2022. So the bullet journal style printable download, I do have some of the pages as standalone that you can purchase, but I have the planner bundle, so it has enough of all the pages you need for the month. So it gets a dotted blank cover page, so you can go and embellish it. So I use this hot air balloon with a bunting planner cover, and then of course it has the calendar spread, and then it has the the habit tracker, so very bullet journal style, mood and sleep trackers. So I thought I'd show you what it will look like at the end once I finish this spread. So this is the April, and then it has the weekly spread. I have two versions in this printable download, which is the vertical. So you can, like, I missed creating planner spreads like this. So I thought, hey, two birds, one stone, ring planner as well as bullet journal style. Now, I did have someone mention, I think they bought it and they said, oh, it takes too much time. So beware. It will take a lot of time for you to decorate it if you wanted to embellish it to this extent. The reason for that is I need that time for my self-care. It's something I enjoy, it's something that I love doing, and so it calls for a certain season. So season, not so much weather or holiday season, but as in season in your life, whether, if you're busy, then you may not want to embellish your planner pages to this extent. Excuse me for a second. But if you wanted to be a little bit creative, use your artistic flair, use all the washi tapes that I'm sure you have accumulated along the years, this is a great idea. If you didn't want to maybe commit to a full bullet journal planner, especially with 2025 card, not that far away. And so this allows me to do little doodles for Easter. So you've got the Easter theme, and then I love this rainbow colored theme. I got to use my lovely rainbow washi. I think this is from Simple Stories. I don't know if I have any more of those. So you have vertical, horizontal weekly layout, and then you have enough pages to go and have for 5 weeks worth. So then it gives you, if you want to go and start doing some doodling in your planner spread, this bullet journal style bundle or printable might be something you might be interested in. So that was April. Let me see another one. So here, October, I think this might have been maybe 2020. Can't remember which year this was. So October, then of course the vertical. So this is exactly the same one. Oh, I popped it on the floor. Same one as that rainbow, but see how suddenly it gives a totally different theme. So if you watch back 2 live stream videos ago with regards to if you need to revamp your planner spread because you're feeling a little bit burnt out, you're sick and tired of, doing the same planner spread day in, week out, maybe you can just press, change it a different weekly spread. So then you'll get to do the Halloween little doodles. And then just finally, I also use this planner spread for my December planning. So again, I get to put different doodles of Christmas trees and then the Christmas baubles. So you can be very minimalist. So this is just the black ink and nothing else. No washies even, I don't think. Yeah, no washies. And then the baubles, and then just sticking to 2 to 3 colors. And then, of course, leading into Christmas, I got to go and create these doodles. So let me show you what it looks like blank. So hello for those of you that's just popped in. I'm not doing countdown time. I'm just changing things up to see how it all goes. Let me quickly say hello to Irene, the budgeting mama. Hello, how are you? Hello, Angie. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here so much. And as you can see, everyone in the Plannerettes community here, very welcoming. And so please make sure you enjoy yourself in the chat while you are watching as well. Okay, so let me just show you what this blank planner spread looks like. I might keep that over there in case I need to refer back to it. So I have printed already my October pages. If I can find it. I think this is where it is. Okay, so normally this is blank, a blank dotted page. So, however, I have printed my October monthly cover page, which you can get as a freebie if you join my Plannerettes community. It is free. We have a good time there. I send out Mindfulness Monday, Wednesday win prompts, Fun Fridays, and Self Care Sundays, where you can incorporate these different prompts into your planning, because I am a big advocate of looking after yourself, because you are no good to anybody else if you are burnt out, stressed, overwhelmed, or just have negative thinking. So I also then give free printable downloads there as an early bird access. So it's normally a week or two earlier. It is still fairly new, my Plannerettes community, but you can grab this. So make sure to check the printable the description below on how you can grab this. So if you are short of time and you want a nice monthly cover page, you can grab this one. Okay, so normally, like I said, this printable bundle is a dotted page, so you can embellish it like that April one. You have the calendar, but before I go, I might show you how, for those of you I know sometimes who are new to printing your own printable download, you go, how do I do that? So I have this available, like I said, at my shop at maryanncrest.com. So let me quickly show you how I print it, and I hope this will all work well. Okay, so here we are. So you will get a printable download depending on, I think I only have this on A5 printable, but you can use it for a Happy Planner Classic or letter size. It's just a matter of changing the paper size that you print on. So you'll get printing instructions. So this is I print it on A5 pre-cut paper. It tells you what scale to print it in. And then what I do is I don't print the first 2 pages. So then the way I print my printables is I print all odd pages first. So I'm missing the first and the second because I don't want that printed. We want to save on paper. And then I just print out all the odd pages. So this is when I have to know my prime numbers. So 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, up to, I think there's 24 sheets of paper in this printable download. I pick the right paper size, pick the right scaling, and then I print away, and then off I go to the printer. It prints first one side. So this is an A5 pre-cut paper. So I cut my A4 size paper in half because this I think is 160 GSM paper. I normally print on 120. So it's printed all the odd pages on one side, and depending on, of course, on your printer, I'll make sure to add mine. This is the Epson EcoTank 2750. I'll make sure to add that in the description. And then I just print all the even pages. So missing again the first 2 printing instructions. So 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, all the way up to page 24. And then I print that. And then, of course, I go back to my printer and grab the double-sided printed. So it is a matter of knowing your printer and knowing exactly how to feed your paper back in if you want to print, one side first and then the other side next. And then I just hole punch it. I have the We Are Memory Keeper adjustable. So this is really good because it is adjustable. So if you're like me, who have A5, you have a personal size, you have pocket size ring planners, this is able to print all these different sizes. So A5, pocket, personal. I think there's even like a Rolodex. I don't know what that one is. Oh, and mini. And then at the back, you have this little lever that you adjust, so then you make sure that your paper is punched correctly and all the holes are aligned in the middle. Now, depending on the weight of the paper that you do have, don't try and hole punch too many pages all at once. So again, this is 160 GSM. So I just hole punch maybe 2 to 3 pages at a time. I do not want to break my hole puncher because I think when I bought this, when it was really quite expensive, a few years back. So that's 2019. So now I think they're a little bit more affordable, which is fantastic. And then what I do is once I've hole punched them, is I cut little slits into the hole punch, and I will show you the reason why. So if you want to make sure you can take care of your ring planners, doesn't matter what size it is, what happens is if you open the ring mechanism too often, sometimes it might create gaps in the actual ring mechanism. And then what happens is if you're trying to turn your pages might slip in the middle. And then I'm just using this pen style scissors. Again, please check the description. So this is really handy. You lock it, you put the cover, and then you can pop it in your pencil case. You have pair of scissors on the go, and you don't have to worry about stabbing yourself with the sharp scissors. And so I'll just pop it in my planner. As you saw, it's already in my planner. I'll put it behind my September pages, and then here is where the trick of cutting into the hole punch. So sometimes you might have a difficult time opening your ring planner, or having to open it often. You might create gaps. So this is where those cut slits come into play. So it's just like your disc bound planner pages, is then you can pop these pages in like that without having to worry about opening and closing. So this is also really great if whether you're a left-hander or right-hander, and then the ring mechanism gets in the way when you're writing in the edges closer to the rings. And then that way you can take your pages out and then not worry about having to open or close too often, and then it preserves the integrity of your ring planners. I remember I showed this trick. I'm going to share this. I showed this trick or tip rather in my Instagram. Let me just pause this for a second. So I shared this tip, of cutting into it, and then someone had said, "Oh, I said, oh, this is really handy, so you don't have to open or close the ring." And then she went, "Oh, you're just lazy." And I went, "Oh," that was a little bit okay. I didn't know how to take that, but she had said the reason, I was just cutting it because, oh, you're just lazy to opening and close. I don't know about you, but if you have had ring planners for a while, and or you are new to it, and you get your finger caught in those rings, and then it is very, very, very painful. And plus I have read, in my forums of ring planner groups that I'm in, that you sometimes lose, will create that gap. So that was funny that she just thought, oh, or you're just lazy. And I went, or I am clever, that I am preserving the integrity of my tools. You have to look after the tools that you use in order for them to last longer. So that was just a little bit of, a little tidbit that I thought I'd share with you. I just thought that was really funny. It was like, if you have nothing to say, you don't have to, you have the opportunity not to type those things that could be cutting for someone who might be also new to, sharing their planners. But that was just, I thought I'd share that with you. So anyway, and then now I have printed all the planner pages for the month. So it has 5 weeks worth of weekly pages. You've got the vertical version, so 2 of those, and then it moves to 2 weeks worth of the horizontal. And then, like I said, it just gives you an opportunity to change things up. So if you are one who may not be, wanting to embellish too much, a bullet journal style, whether it's like this or an actual bullet journal, may not be for you. However, here's food for thought. If you are feeling overwhelmed or stressed and you aren't taking enough breaks to look after yourself, and you do love planning and planners and stationery, it might be a great idea to just, revamp, like I said 2 live streams ago, revamp the planner pages and the embellishing and the setup. So there we are. So let's us now go to my actual planner spread. Okay, so what do we think, right? So it's easy to print and the instructions are all there. Hello, Olympia. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate you being there. And Elle says, we know you are not lazy. Oh, I can be lazy if I want to, but I just know that, if I thought that was a clever thing to do, to cut little slits like that, so then if you're a lefty and just say you're writing something here and it's like, that can get in the way or that can get in the way, so all you do, instead of opening that up, you take it off and then you replace it back, nice and easy. And so I just cut the slits. Sometimes you may will have to make that slit a little bit wider, so but I don't, because it's nice and easy like that, and I can see already makeup print. Peop exactly. I bet her rings better rings don't match. Yes, people can say weird things indeed. And yes, getting your finger caught in there, like these are like so strong, and you shouldn't really be opening it by this, but sometimes these little levers are so hard to to open, especially if it is a new planner, and the ring. So, and then look, there is no gap if you go and look after your planner tools. I'm going to try this. Olympia says, I'm going to try this in my teaching binder. Yes, especially if you're having to put pages back in and out. It's a really good way, and you don't have to worry about, honestly, it makes me go, if I, sometimes when I have to close it, I have to do this just so then I don't catch my fingers. And it's one of those ones where it just catches the tiniest bit, and then blood can get caught underneath. It doesn't actually break the skin, but it's like, oh, it is painful. It's probably as painful as what do you call it, paper cuts. And she says, you're being smart and she's being mean. Yes, I thankfully at that time when I did read it, I wasn't as vulnerable. But sometimes when you're a little bit sad, stressed, and then someone says something that's any other time would be just water off a duck's back, it was for me that time. But sometimes it can really get cutting. It's sometimes can be brutal out there as a content creator. Like you said, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Yes, a great idea, especially to pull them especially to pull them to photocopy. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you, as a teacher, you have lots of things you got to go and replenish your printables. Yeah, it's just an easy way. And I know sometimes you can put it in the sleeves, but sometimes the sleeves itself can get too full, and you know how you've got those plastic sleeves that start to get weighed down. So yes, thankfully, I'm glad that that might be able to help you in your teaching binder. All right, so we are now 23 minutes in, and then Marianne hasn't done any planning. So I'm going to embellish this probably closer to the new month. But here's some ways that I embellish the September. So again, I'll pop the link up here of this. I think did I do this on you embellish this on YouTube? I think I did. And then let me show you the August one. I put little washi tapes, so you can embellish this free printable download any way you want. You can leave it as is if you don't have time, but again, doing that creative thing. And where's July? July is here, and then I just did little doodles, so I'll make sure to pop the links on how I did all of this. So then these are all just inspired by different bullet journals. I think this one I use my Tombow Jaw brush pens to create these little petals. So I'm going to leave that, and then I'm going to leave the calendar again closer to the day. But I want to show you the habit tracker. So, sorry, probably made you guys dizzy. All right, so the habit tracker. So this type of habit tracker is one of my favorite go-tos when I used to bullet journal. So what it is, it's very, very faint because I want your creativeness to come through. But there's little circular dots that depict a calendar. And then what I do is, let me see, I think I'm just for nostalgic purposes, I want to make sure that this is actually, yes. In bullet journaling, I used to use felt tip pen. So I'm just going to go and get this Staedtler pigment liner 0.5. 0.5 was normally my favorite nib in when it comes to felt tip pen. And so what I do, I'm just going to quickly look at the calendar for October. So I'm going to use a pencil first before I make a permanent marking. So the first starts on Tuesday, and then the 31st, so there's 5 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yep. And the 31st finishes on a Thursday. Okay, so what I'm going to do is with each one of these calendars, let me see. Yeah, okay, is then I'm just going to go and create a border around the calendar, so then I know exactly when the first starts, and then I'll just do that throughout all of this. So there is 12 habits that you can track for the month of, in this printable download, for the month of October. So I normally have in my habit tracker, in my regular habit tracker, I have 22 lines, 22 spaces that I can write the different habits and routines that I do in, in a day. Now, these 22 habits that I, track, a lot of them are already, ones that I already do habitually. So technically, I don't need any prompts to do these habits. But what you can do in order for you to action the habits, especially new ones or ones you want to improve on, you want to what's called habit stacking. You want to stack it with a habit that you're already doing habitually or automatic that you don't even have to think about it, but it's a great way to link it. So then it's like little stepping stones. So once, while I'm making my coffee, I'm going to drink a glass of water. Or once I finish lunch, I'm going to go for a walk for 5 to 10 minutes. So, especially if you are like me and wanting to improve on your movement or putting some exercise or workout into your day, you may want to stack the new habit or habits that you want to eliminate onto habits that you are already doing. So, like I said, the other habit tracker that I normally use has 22 lines that I can include my habit, and this one is only 12. So, which means I have to go and cull the type of habits I need to write because it's not going to be enough. So, you might go, oh my goodness, what a waste of time doing all these lines and doing all these. Yes, it can take a lot of time. And so that's why planning is a personal thing because you have to do what is right for you. So what I've found though is if you are finding yourself so busy that you are getting overwhelmed and you are getting stressed, it means you need to put more breaks into your day, right? I was talking about this the last couple of live stream is you need to make sure the more work you do, the more breaks you have. Because like any, like an automobile, if you're going to go long miles, you need to put gas or petrol in your tank, or you need to go and stop and, let the engine cool down if it's overheating. it's the same as you. And you are more important than any vehicle, than any device that you have. So if you go, Marianne, I don't have the time, this is just too much, right? I'm already so far behind. Trust me, by taking the time to reset, recharge, replenish, you are going to be more effective. And so, if planning isn't your thing, you can go and do some other hobbies. Okay. So then the other thing on this habit tracker is just a little faint. You can't see it there, but it's a great way. This is when your markers can come in. Okay, I'm going to check what have my habits. So that's meant, and then you can use your zebra mild liner, and you've got the chiseled. Let's see, I might do my what am I going to put? Meditate, read. Okay, so with my color coding, I'm just going to move that so it's not shiny. I use different color coding for my habit tracking. So whatever colors make sense to you. And then I think this was the next one. Let's do I'm just going to do show 3. Let's go and do connect. I'm going to just show 3. Okay. And then what you can do is grab your felt tip or black ink again, and then you can create little borders. So imagine if you are wanting to try your hand on bullet journaling, but don't really want to start from scratch, because sometimes the counting of how many grid spaces that you need to do, how many how many, how to divide up the page can in itself take a while. That's why it's really I started watching, I think it was Amanda Rach Lee, who I sort of watched to get ideas on how to create the different bullet journal style. So I'm going to now just get my pen. So for my pen, I'm going to use the Pilot friction gel. Now the barrel says 0.07, but my refill is a 0.5. So meditate. This one is read or learn, my online course. And then this one is connect. So this is I write down 7 key areas of focus. So habits in 7 key areas. So they are spiritual, mental, physical, social, family, finance, and career. So you may have more than 7. You can do 8, or you can do 10, 10 key areas of focus. The idea is you want to go and do habits and routines that are in, whatever key areas of focus. So then that way you can get a nice balance, right? So this one I think is, I'm going to clean, because cleaning and decluttering is a big priority for me at the moment, which I haven't been doing. I've got mess everywhere. And then the next one is a workout. So then normally I write down my habits in the order that I do them throughout the day. So this is actually probably going to be a little bit off order, but that's okay. Workout. And then what's the final one that I normally, yes, finance. So finance, and making sure that your financial well-being is also a top priority, because as we know, in marriages, what's this one? Track expenses. Money problems is, a big stressor. So you want to make sure whether you're trying to get out of debt, you're trying to stick to a budget. So that's what I would do. And then I'm just going to be off screen. Oh, I'm going to just grab my April one. And then what happens is April, where is April? There. What happens is, see, when I complete a habit or routine, I will use my Kuretake Zig Clean Color Dot Marker. So, whoop, okay, there we go. One side is sponge, and then the other side is a fine tip, so you can do some colorful headings with the fine tip. And then depending on the pressure, the amount of pressure that you press down on your page will create small dot, medium dot, or big dots. All right. Now, do be mindful, these are very highly pigmented. And so when you are pressing down, and if it is a brand new marker as well, even if it's not, the amount of ink that do come through is quite a lot. So if you're using a thinner paper, it will bleed through or goes through. So I normally use 120 GSM, which is quite, thick enough that these don't bleed through. Maybe a slight ghosting. So ghosting is when you can see the ink, coming, on the other side. So 120 GSM. So if it is a darker ink, then you will see it. But I've run out of 120 GSM. So this particular one that I have printed on is 160. So it's really quite thick. But then that way, I don't have to worry. As you can see, there is no ghosting or bleed through on the other side. Olympia says, I have to catch this later. Taking the pooch for a walk. Enjoy your day, everyone. Thank you, Olympia. Thank you for joining in, and I'll see you later on when you watch on replay. And yes, very good. Adding movement to your day and walking the dog at the same time. All right, so let's have a look. So that's my habit tracker. And then I'm just going to go and do October. So let's see. So I'm just going to do 3 letters, O, C, and T. Okay, I'm going to get inspired by my April one. And then I'm going to use my, okay, am I going nuts, everyone? Oh, they're right there. Okay, so I'm going to use my felt tip pen. So I have bought, when I was doing bullet journaling, so many felt tip pens. And so, because highly influenced by the different bullet journals and different planners who are out there. So I might color this in. So because we are going into October, I'm going to use an orange zebra mod liner. And then, so I normally use this printable download when it is a season where I can, do those different doodles. So April is really good because then I get to draw little Easter themed drawings. And then I just look on Pinterest. A lot of times I just have a look at, there's so many tutorials on how to draw, bunnies, ears, Halloween themed stuff. And so then I like the little, they call it, I think, not stippling. Is it stippling? Any artistic people around here? Is this stippling, like dotting? So even just dotting things on the page creates a nice little effect. So if you go, oh, I'm not as artistic, Marianne, I'm not, I don't know what to draw. Dots are fantastic. See, and then this one, if you wanted, you can also color that in. Let me see if I'm going to be brave and color in these things. So do I have these thin enough? So yeah, I might have to look for a thinner marker. So this one is King Art. So it's only single sided. So if you are looking for maybe more affordable brush pens, because I know the Tombow can get quite expensive if you are going to, buy quite a few different colors. Again, when I bought these, the Tombow and the Zebra, a few years back, per marker or per pen used to be quite expensive. But I think they've caught on now that, these markers are not just for the artists, that a lot of the planners and bullet journalists use them to. And so I guess they had to be quite competitive because a lot of other, more affordable brands are cutting into their shares. So that's what competition is really good sometimes, because then it helps, lower the price on a lot of things. So like I said, you can even use anytime you have markers. So if you are new to planning, or new, to try, while you want to get new, I'm trying to concentrate and color in within the lines. You want to get new stationery. Sometimes just go check if if you have children, and check their school pencil case, because the Crayola markers are also a great set of markers to go and use for when you are embellishing your planner pages. So let me just finish this, because I know if I don't finish it, you know how when you have to sort of like, I have to complete the loop. It's all, I think, all about. I just recently talked about in my online course that I offer. We talk about habits, and so creating habits and maintaining them is about habit loops, and how you have to complete a loop for it to feel satisfied. And so that's how it is. I add additional habits that I will have for the month that are high priority, and then you can just go and embellish the page. I might add a little sticker down there later on, like I did in April. Okay, so there's my April one. And then so skincare, I know the skincare for me is something that I'm going to put there, AM skincare and PM skincare, because I want to make sure that I'm looking after my skin. I normally don't, I'm normally just sometimes would go to sleep with my makeup on, or which is not very good, right? So that is the habit tracker. And then for my mood and sleep tracker, again, one of the reasons why I go and track these sort of things is because it's a great way to acknowledge how you're feeling in the morning. Then you can put a plan in place. So if you are having a difficult time, you're stressed, you're overwhelmed, acknowledge it as one of the first things in the morning, because then you go, you know what, I'm feeling really crappy this morning, or I'm feeling really sad. Reason why? Because of this. So then don't feel like your feelings or mood are not validated, or that you have to push them aside to, I got to push on, I got to work through the day. I think I'm going to uh start off. I'm going to use my zip clean. So my mood tracker, I color code, sort of like a rated, based on 5 rate, a 5 point rating or a color code rating. Again, this doesn't mean that my mood throughout the day is always all sad, or all happy, or all great. It's the overarching mood of the day. Okay, so then here I use a pink for when I'm sad or I am angry, blue for when I am tense or I'm feeling anxious, yellow for when I'm feeling okay. Orange when I'm feeling good, and then green when I'm feeling great. So let's say on the 1st of October, I had a good day. Okay, so I will mark that. I'll put that as orange. And then the next day I had okay. And then the following green. And then I felt really tense or anxious on the 4th of October. And then when you start marking your mood, so if you are feeling, overwhelmed or stressed, or your mood is up and down, it's a great way to track it, because then you start to see patterns. The reason why I love habit tracking, or tracking my moods, is because you start to get to see your own patterns. So if sorry, there's an ambulance or fire truck. If start to see that, if you've been doing, track your moods on a month to month basis, that, certain time of the month, you get really sad or anxious. I'm not just talking about, your monthly cycle, but, if you tend to have anxious moments or low moments, you get to see that, look, you know what? Traditionally, on the second week of the month, I get really sad and I get really low. So then you get to plan ahead, right? You can respond to your emotions rather than react. So you go, I'm not going to put too much on my plate. Or, if you're planning ahead, you go, I'm not going to say yes to every project that comes my way, because I know I get really stressed, right? So it's a great way for you to go and plan. So logging your mood is a great way for you to, if you're having a not so good day, you could go, you know what? Today I'm just going to take it easy, or today I am going to make sure that I go for a walk, or I take lots of breaks. So same thing again, I'll color in that mood and sleep tracker. So that will be a way. Let me show you an example. So see here, in April, I had a pretty good, you know, great month. So I got sad there at the end of the month. And then, of course, the number of hours of sleep, again, really my aim is to keep this not so jagged like this, is to keep it a boring line of, having it around about 6 to 8 hours. So that is I'm discovering that for me to get my sleep in order, a good knock-on effect is getting movement in my day. So whether I'm working out or going out for a walk, is because and that takes up a lot of energy, and then the body naturally goes, hey, you're tired, it's time to sleep, and then you go to sleep a lot easier. So I was trying to do it the other way, right? Like getting a lot of sleep and then not doing any workout. But then now I've discovered, these things like working out, it has a knock-on effect. So I think I've been getting about 6 to 7 hours of sleep. So then I'm going to do that on there. And then if I wanted, again, I'll do a lovely see, with the bullet journaling style, you don't have to be perfect. So if you are one who cannot stand having it, oh my God, what have you done, Marianne? That doesn't look straight at all. Yes, you can use a ruler to go and draw your draw your borders. But I think I like the nature um of it not being perfect, because sometimes perfection can get in the way. So I'm just going to use, I think this is the brand is Band-Aid, and so these are individual stickers that you can peel off. Couldn't find it in Amazon store similar, but if you put Band-Aid, maybe there is I'm just going to put a desk there. See, sometimes when I plan, I don't stick too religiously with a particular theme, because I know I don't have all the stickers or the washi tapes to create a fully themed out page. Sorry, I'm trying to put my washi marker away. And so that is my habit, mood, and sleep tracker in my bullet journal style printable download. Okay. And then the next bit here is the Wheel of Life tracker. I think these should be where I had put, okay. See, I'd forgotten, I hadn't done this printable download for a while. This is my Wheel of Life. This is the 7. So this should be over here. So what I'm going to do is I probably will just get a, what do you call it? Sticker paper. That's what I'll do. I'll get some sticker paper and cover that. So then I will put all these habits into my Wheel of Life tracker. So again, the Wheel of Life, 7 key areas of focus. So then that way, when you start to, and I have my little pie charts here. So what I do here is I will fill out these pie charts based on how well I did the month before. Again, yes, you look at this, I'm going, oh, that's a lot of work, Marianne. But remember, this is coming from someone who gets quite anxious and sometimes can get low moments and can get so focused on the things that could go wrong and the things that went wrong that I was unable to reframe my thinking. So not only is my planning has been a savior in those moments, but it allows me to be creative and it allows me to see my own patterns, to be able to help myself, to be able to put plans in place for when I am feeling a little bit low or down. Okay, so here there's little 7 sections. And so, for example, this here, a color, I think that's there are 7 days. I think there are 7 days, or maybe percentages, 10 little sections in each pie. And then I just color based on how I did the week before. So this was, for example, March 28th to April 3rd. This is reading, this is workout, this is meditating, this is cleaning, this is tracking my expenses, this is priority of the day, and this is connecting with loved ones. So I can see straight away this week I didn't go and touch base with family or friends. So I need to make sure the following week, as you can see, which I did, I made sure that I put in my planner to call, to connect with loved ones. So it's a great opportunity. It's not that you have to try and do all the habits in all those 7 key areas all of the time, but it's a great opportunity. If you are a visual person like me, you can see straight away, you know what, I didn't do a lot of cleaning, so I need to make sure I focus on the cleaning, or I didn't I didn't exercise as much. So it's a really good way for you to see if you are wanting to work on self-care, finding time for yourself. So that's what I will do in this one here. So again, I'll probably plan this closer to October. I just wanted to show how it is. And this is a really important one, the gratitude journaling. So gratitude journaling is a great way for you to, of course, spot positive things that's happening in your life. So if you are feeling like everything is going wrong, that is what you will focus on, and your brain will seek out everything that could go wrong. And so whatever you feed your mind, that's what it'll keep spotting. So it's important to go and spot. I'm going to use orange here, so it's something different. It's important to go and write down what you are grateful for. So you don't have to have, a printable like this. You can just use your planner. If you have a nice little notebook that you might want to go and plan with. All right, so then I'm going to do the little stripes again. So this one looks more like a bee rather than Halloween theme. But hey, you can create whatever rule you want. And I do like that stippling. I think this is called stippling. The little dots, dot, 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 dot. Okay. And then, so if you're not very good at, hand lettering yet, there is, in this printable, you can just go and color in the hand lettering font that's there. You can use a different color if you like. So because it is quite small, you want to make sure that you do have either a small brush, or you can just use your pen or your felt tip pen and just color in the hand lettering font. So this one is just one line. So it's really that the one line a day concept. So then that way it's not too much pressure on you to try and think up, oh, what am I grateful for today? So gratitude log, of course, there's the big keystone things you're grateful for: your family, your health, your loved ones. Okay. But then sometimes it's just little things like, today I always say this as the example because it is heating up. It is the start of our spring season here in Australia, but it is already quite warm and it's not even summer yet. Our summer starts in December, and so it's already at 20, the high 20s degrees Celsius. And I've already I'm planning already having my little handheld fan handy, because not only am I, it's going to get warm, but I know sometimes with my perimenopause, it starts to get warm. And because, of course, I do have quite a bit of light shining on my desk for, the video, it can get a little bit warm when I am on my live stream. And so, so things you can be grateful for: that you can turn the air conditioning on when it is hot, or if for those of you going into your cooler weather for your fall and your winter, then it's really good. So then here, what did we say the 1st of October is? 1st of October starts on the Tuesday. So then I just write here next to my what do you call it, dates. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then I'll just go down the line, writing down the initials of the days of the week. Okay. And then I'll just write, let's say, grateful for my husband's cooking, because he does the cooking. All right, so let's quickly have a look what else is in this printable download. So then, of course, the new week will start. So I'm going to do the weekly spread next week's I'm planning to go live again. I went live on Saturday, so I normally just go live on the my Monday, a lot of you, your Sunday afternoon or evening. But I thought, you know what, I used to do Saturday either uploads or Saturday lives. It may not be every Saturday, but I'm just playing along, planning as I go, or going live and posting, because it's so much easier for me to go live than record and then edit, and then I'll normally edit out all the ums and the ahs and all the pauses. So live for me is a lot easier, and then I'm not so pressured to make everything so perfect, because then I know sometimes the perfectionist part of me will stop me from just getting it out there. Just go plan, because I'm going to plan anyway, right? So I might as well plan with you guys along. So this is my the start of my October planner spread in my bullet journal style printable. If you want to get a copy of the October monthly cover page, join my Plannerettes community. It is in the description below. It is free. Offer early access printable download, as well as different prompts to help you make sure that you are looking after yourself. Make sure you like this video, and if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you do, and I will see you in the comment section. Bye everybody. Bye bye.